Hi, and welcome to the brand new section of this course, Extending Object Functionality with Extension Methods. We'll start this section with getting closer to extension methods and then move on to calling extension methods in the other assemblies. Later, we'd see leveraging the interface, collection, and object. And lastly, we'd take a look at advantages and limitations of the extension method. Now we start with the first video of this section that deals with getting closer to extension methods. In this video, we're going to take a look at creating an extension method and the extension methods in the code IntelliSense. An extension method is a compatibility that can extend the ability of an existing class or type without making any modification to the existing class or type. This means that an extension method enables us to add methods to the existing class or type without having to either create a new derived type or recompile. Extension methods were introduced in C# 3.0 and can be applied to your own types and existing types in .NET. The extension method will be used a lot in functional programming since it suits the method chaining concept, which we have already used in Section 1, Tasting Functional Style in C# when refactoring code in a functional style. Extension methods have to be declared in a static, non-generic, and non-nested class. They are a static method inside a static class. Take a look at this code, creating an extension method that we can find in the Palindrome.cs Proj project. Now let's understand how the extension method is created. First, we have to successfully create the public static class. Then we create a static method inside the class, as shown here. We add this keyword in the first argument of the method. This indicates that the method is an extension method. Also, the type of the first argument, which is string, indicates that the type we want to extend is the string data type. Now, by defining the isPalindrome extension method for the string type, all instances of string have the isPalindrome method. Take a look at the code to prove this. The main function will examine all members of the str array, whether or not it is a palindrome. We can call the isPalindrome method from the s variable, in which is a string type variable. You can see this is the code snippet when the isPalindrome method is invoked from the instance of the string type. Time for testing, guys! When we run the project, we will get this output on the console. Since the palindrome is a word or another sequence of characters, that will be the same whether we read backward or forward. Only level, madam, and radar will return true if we invoke the isPalindrome method to them. Our extension method has been successfully created and run. Now let's take a look at extension methods in the code IntelliSense. When we create an extension method, for instance, to a type, there will be no apparent difference compared to the existing methods in a class or type. This is because we will do the same thing when invoking extension methods or methods that are actually defined in a type. However, we can expect the code IntelliSense to understand whether or not the method inside the type is an extension method, since the extension method will be displayed in the IntelliSense. I'll show you the method list for the string instance when the isPalindrome extension method has not been defined yet. Here, you can see that. And now, the method list for the string instance when the isPalindrome extension method has been defined. There, you can see isPalindrome. From these two examples, we see that the extension will be listed in the code IntelliSense of Visual Studio. However, we can now find the distinction between extension methods and methods that are actually defined in a type, that is the icon. There is an arrow pointing down at the icon of extension methods, although we cannot find it in the method that is actually defined in a type. This is because the icon is different, but the way we invoke the method is totally the same. Cool! In this video, we learned getting closer to extension methods,